All right, welcome to the show today. We have a very special guest. We have Jennifer Denny from Elevated Marketing Solutions. Jennifer does Google Analytics training and is a Google Analytics guru. We're going to talk about Google Analytics today, and we're going to learn from Jennifer, and then we're also probably going to hear what she could offer a business as far as helping, learning, and understanding Google Analytics, because I think there's some great value, and I can't wait to get into it today. So, Jennifer, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you introduce yourself, Jennifer? Tell us a little bit about what you do, where you've been, what digital marketing you've done, and all that good jazz.
Well, I've been in the industry for about 10 years now, so quite a bit. I've seen a lot of changes over the year, and I'm pretty much obsessed with it. I'm a pretty data-driven person. I used to work and sell, one of those large companies that were selling these packages that, quite frankly, I knew we weren't delivering value. We were basically just taking money from people, and I just couldn't do that. So I left, went into the agency world for a couple years, and I really just saw a lot of holes in the agency world and thought I could do a better job. So I decided this year to go out on my own. And so now I own Elevated Marketing Solutions, really just looking to help small businesses kind of navigate this space.
I'm a business owner. So we'll start with, I'm a business owner. What can I learn from Google Analytics? What does Google Analytics give me?
Well, let's just kind of start with why I got obsessed with it. A couple years ago, I was really frustrated at looking at Google Analytics and not quite understanding, what is this data and how can I make it useful? It's that time of year where everybody wants to make predictions, and we've seen a lot of predictions on data-driven marketing. And I'm all about data-driven marketing, and that's why you have to have Google Analytics, but you have to understand how Google Analytics works in order to make it usable data. Google Analytics data kind of comes in raw. So for a business owner, if they just open up Google Analytics, they're going to see all this raw data and they're going to be like, oh, this is great. Like, I have all these people that are directly coming to my website, and there's lots of little nuances like that. They're just not true. It's not very user-friendly. Google's kind of way behind the ball, but it is raw data. My thing is there's tons of third-party softwares out there that are attempting to give people information on how well, their product is working, and I want the raw data so I can make accurate decisions. I don't want their data because it's going to be skewed towards probably making their product better.
Google Analytics can help me as a business owner make decisions on digital marketing buys or choices.
Yeah, so we can see, where people and how people are getting to your website. So I can see if your Facebook ads are working for you, if your AdWords is working for you. I can see, is the SEO tactics that we're doing, is that bringing in traffic for you? We can see from a social aspect, just organically, is that working for you? The truth of the matter is they all kind of work together, but it's nice to see I'm spending this much on AdWords and this is bringing this much traffic and it's costing me this much per lead, versus Facebook, I'm spending this much and I'm getting this much. So kind of, trying to figure out what's the best bang for my buck.
Being able to get that best bang for the buck, how do you use analytics specifically to really look at that best bang for the buck?
So a lot of times it's just understanding. In my class, I tend to actually go into more of a marketing, explaining how the internet works and explaining, organic traffic and, kind of activities we have to do and the kind of expectations you should have. versus if I'm running, most people, it's a pay to play market. So I need to run Facebook ads, I need to run AdWords, I need to drive traffic, ways to do that. But once you get to the website, then there's this whole nother, are people getting valuable information? Where are they at in the buying cycle? How can I influence that? But if you don't have any data of showing that somebody came in my website, from organic, but then they immediately left, then I wouldn't know that particular pages are working for me and other pages are not working for me.
So to make that real simple, if all my organic traffic, for the most part, probably comes to my homepage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that organic traffic bounce rate is about 90%, that probably means I need to change something, maybe put a call to action on my homepage.
Yeah. I have to look, what type of business do we have? If we have a heating and air guy that his call to action is to make a phone call, well, I'm going to make sure in Google Analytics that I'm tracking that he's getting phone calls from his advertisement. And if he is, then, if I don't care that you have a 90% bounce rate because people are buying right off the homepage. It's one of the biggest things that I see that people make a mistake on is they put up a website and they don't determine the desired actions of the website. They're not tracking, are people filling out my forms? Are people making phone calls? Are people watching the videos that I placed on there? Are people downloading the PDFs that I have? What are people doing on my site, and how do I get them to the next step? If I'm not getting newsletters filled out, if I can see that my Facebook ads are driving a lot of newsletter signups, and then I can see from my newsletter signups that I'm getting people actually make the phone call, well, then, we've got a marketing plan that's working. But if you're not tracking all that, then you're really just staring at numbers that make no sense.
How do you organize all that? You have all this raw data, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you organize that? I'm sure there has to be a little understanding the difference between organic traffic, paid traffic, social traffic. How do you organize that?
The point of the class being a 5-week class is basically a boot camp of going through how do I set this up? How do I make sure that I have filters in place? B, what are my resources available to set up my conversions? I offer those services too. If people just like, what, this is great, this is cool, I like what you taught me, can you just go set it up? So I do that for people as well. And I set up Google Data Studio, which is a free platform. It's pretty cool to where, a business owner can look at the bottom line, and that's what they care about is the website driving phone calls, form fills, the desired actions of the website. All that data-driven stuff, that's things that they can learn in this course, how to look at all of that. But I, suggest leaving that in the hands of somebody like me, I hate to say, but that is able to kind of help them make those decisions.
And we didn't really say it earlier, but that's what you do, right? You have a course that is 5 weeks long, beginner and advanced Google Analytics certification. We got it up here on the screen. Tell me about your course. Let's talk about, what does 5 weeks do? How long does it take? How engaged do I have to be? How much homework do I have?
You're going to learn a whole bunch about how it works, but you're probably going to leave the course and be like, I need to learn so much more. So when we get in the course, we've got people that are e-commerce. We've got people that, come from maybe just a content-driven website. We've got people that are small businesses, large businesses. And so I think what they come, that course is just, what is Google Analytics? How do I set it up? How do I get these goals, in place? And then how do I look at that data later in simple terms? That is what we really go to. I try to demystify, and you go through the training online, which Google offers for free, and they use a lot of big words that are usually, you end up spending all this time like, okay, what does that mean, or what does that mean, or what does that mean? And I'm providing more of a hands-on, okay, that's what that means, that's what that means.
You're keeping it simple, and you're actually helping businesses set their specific account up, with goals and filters and all that good stuff?
Some of the things that we talk about, proper use of the Google URL builder. A lot of people are not using that. So that's something that, to pull your data in correctly, you've got to do.
I come to your course. How long is the course? It's 5 weeks long. Is it every day? Is it every week? Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? What do we got? What time? What kind of time do I have to get?
Once a week, and it's an hour and a half. That is by design, and I do it in the morning when your brain's full, or when your brain's not full, I should say. And then you come back the next week and you learn some more, and then you come back the next week and you learn some more. By the end of it, if you follow both the online and the in-person course, if you're a marketer, you can walk away being certified. If you're just trying to learn as a business owner, then you're going to understand a little bit more how your data pulls in and how to look at things real quickly inside of Google Analytics and kind of get an idea of what's working and what's not.
First of all, I would highly recommend anybody that is listening to this or listens to it in the future, you really should take this class. As a matter of fact, I probably will just take it for fun, Jennifer. I'm a Google Analytics freak, right? I mean, I'm just a data freak. I mean, this is probably going to be the most boring podcast for anybody to listen to. We got two data geeks on the line.
Yeah.
But it's so important to just be able to analyze. Just look, we talked about it earlier. You have a marketing budget, and you want to get the best bang for the buck. And this is a digital marketing podcast. How do you measure results? I mean,
any business owner is a numbers person. That's why they got into business. I'm a numbers person too, so I want to know the bottom line of what I'm spending. I think it's, Google Analytics is free, so right there you're saving money, but not paying for some other platform to tell you if all of your marketing is working or not. You just need to learn how to use it so that you are able to take advantage of this free tool.
So customer success stories. Can you share what has happened with maybe some people that have gone through the class, have gone through the training?
Yeah, I think what ends up happening a lot of times, or the feedback I get from people, they're super excited, but they do walk away with, okay, here's what we need to do in order to effectively measure our marketing. Here's the to-do list of things that we need to implement, and then it goes from there, going back and think, okay, well, now that I understand all of this, now I can actually make better use of my marketing dollars.
There's always room to grow.
Yes.
If you're talking to Jennifer Denny, she does this every single day. You are not going to be smarter than her when it comes to Google. I can assure you.
I think there is a spot for anyone to start. I've had people take my class that had a hard time trying to figure out how to get to Google, but they knew enough that they needed to take the course. So, I would say they walked away from the class with, wow, I just learned a whole lot more than what I knew before.
So your course, a couple more questions about the course. The course is at my location, or I go somewhere specific? I mean, I know you're in the Indianapolis area, so.
Yeah, so it's actually at the Speakeasy. So if you're not familiar with the Speakeasy, it is a downtown location on 47 South Meridian Street. All kinds of people there, but we meet there every Wednesday, I believe. I believe one week there's 2 classes in that week. Because the last class, I actually take somebody's data and I analyze it, and I do it in front of everybody, and I kind of pull it all together with, all right, well, if I was looking at your data, here's the assumptions that I could make.
Do you ever go on site to a business?
I do. I've been hired to kind of train little.
Everybody, I think you need to sign up for this course. I know Jennifer's I know we have a lot of people that are not in Indianapolis. She is going to have an online option. Well, knowing what I know about Google Analytics, which is not nearly as much as Jennifer, I assure you it will be of a value, and it'll make you just an all-around. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And